Welcome back to Android Weekly. My name is Jace, and if the past few weeks were somewhat slow in the world of Android news, the past few days have surely made up for it with two new phones, one being the Samsung Galaxy S5 LTEA, or the Prime, that's official, and Amazon finally, after years, has launched their first phone called Fire. But that's not it, because Google has officially given us art. No, not that type of art. I'm talking about Android runtime. And according to Google, it will cut down our app launch times by half. Yes, that's right. Now, we've talked about art in the past, but it seems now art is ready for prime time. One of the biggest differences between art and Dalvik is that art pre-compiles bytecode when the app is installed, unlike Dalvik, which requires just-in-time compilation, which happens when an app is launched. So this is not only an effort by Google to make Android devices faster, but make older Android devices faster. So time will tell whether or not it actually makes a difference. So for all of you who were peeved at the rumors that Samsung could be coming out with a Samsung Galaxy S5 Prime version only a few months after the original S5, it gets worse or better, depending how you look at it. Samsung just made the long-rumored Galaxy S5 LTEA official in South Korea. The Galaxy S5 LTE, which appears to be the long-rumored S5 Prime, is the first device on the market to pack a Snapdragon 805 processor, rocking crate 450 cores, 3 GB of RAM, and an impressive 225 megabits Lte-Advanced network speeds. There's 32 GB of internal storage and support for 128 GB via the microSD card slot. It features a 5.1-inch 2560 by 1440 Super AMOLED display for a record-breaking 577 ppi, edging out even the LG G3, which features the same resolution in a slightly larger format. But unfortunately, I have to be the bearer of bad news because it appears that this phone will be exclusive to South Korea. Sorry. Now, after years of rumors and speculation, Amazon has launched its first smartphone, and it's aptly called Fire. Now, from a spec standpoint, the Amazon Fire seems pretty solid, with a 2.2 GHz Snapdragon CPU, 2 GB of RAM, an Adreno 330 GPU, and an impressive sounding 13 megapixel rear shooter. There's even a cool instant access button that allows you to take photos when the screen is off. Other specs include a 4.7-inch display, likely 720p, with Gorilla Glass and dual speakers. Turning to the design, the handset is rather attractive, at least at first glance, and offers aluminum buttons with a glass back. Now, by far the most rumored feature of this new Amazon Fire phone was its 3D capabilities that don't require glasses. So how does that work? Amazon's phone does in fact utilize 3D technology with 4 front-facing cameras. The feature is powered by dynamic perspective, according to Amazon, which makes it possible for the phone to redraw 3D images at 60 frames per second. Wow. The 3D effects go beyond apps as well, allowing you to move around the phone's UI by moving your head and eyes. There's also 3D lock screens and the ability to tilt controls in the web browser, and the list goes on. Now, although this 3D technology is super sexy and interesting, beyond applications within the real estate market, what are the real practical applications for this 3D technology? Could it be just a gimmicky thing, just like 3D movie technology is? Some of you might be 3D movie geeks, but for me, it's a little more than a headache. Will it be any more than a gimmick? What do you think are the practical applications for 3D technology on a phone? Let me know in the comments below. So another surprise this week is Google, being the ever incremental engineering company that they are, released 4.4.4 Android update. No, that's not a typo in the script. I didn't mean 4.4.3, 4.4.4. Yeah, that's come out for those of you who are willing to sideload. Among the Android 4.4.4 update for the Nexus 5 is largely security fixes, including one major one for the OpenSSL protocol. However, these are just the changes visible in the AOSP code. Now, for those of you who don't want to wait for the over-the-air update for the 4.4.4, you can look in the descriptions below where there is a how-to on how to sideload 4.4.4 to your Nexus 5 right now. Thanks for watching, Android Army. My name is Jace. I'm right here on Google Plus or Twitter. Love to connect with you. I read all my app replies and comments. You don't want to forget about my brothers in Android, the boys. We're working real hard to deliver the best Android content we can. You also don't want to forget about Android Q&A. I promise I'm working hard to get some Q&As out very soon, but you want to go to Android Authority forums, check out the questions and Q&A section, and post a question if you have it, or post an answer if you have a good one, and I'm much more likely to use that in the show, and therefore you're much more likely to win a t-shirt or up to a $50 gift card for Google Play. Talk to you next week.